Hey, boo-boo. Still windy in Almarie. Mind you, this is the next day. It's the 16th of September 22. If you've been following my wee vlog, you'll notice I was up here yesterday in a rather sombre, depressing kind of mood. It wasn't like me. So I thought, I wonder what's been happening in the sky. And of course, it's my ruling planet, Mercury, has gone into retrograde, which simply means it shows signs of going backwards in the sky, although it doesn't actually do that. But what it does, in an astrological sense, it kind of goes back and allows you to pick up on anything that's not gone right since the last retrograde. Well, during the last retrograde, and that was fairly prominent for me. So that was back in, that would be back in the end of May, beginning of June. So that all makes sense. I kind of timed it, things were starting to fall apart, but that's what it was. I knew I was in the retrograde back in May time. I mean, communication skills are, anyone who's caught up in the Mercury retrograde, which affects us all, but particularly those of the Virgo sign, including myself, where the ruling planet, it actually causes havoc in communication, all types of communication, and there can be lots of problems, but everybody's impacted. So if you've got any problems with, lost mail, delayed mail, phone calls that don't make sense, or missed numbers, or technical problems, all that sort of stuff, it all falls under the Mercury retrograde. So it's a serious thing, and it happens 3 or 4 times in a 12-month period. But anyway, rather than bore you to death about that, I was coming through the glen, I was thinking, oh, so fabulous today. It really is. It was just, really heartwarming it is. But anyway, I'm not going to give you any forecasts and stuff like that today, or talk about trees. What I was talking about in my brain was, I'm actually, even with, I said yesterday that I'll maybe never see up and down again, but I think that was just down to the way my mood was. I've never lost faith in us. We back and forward and communicate when things are good, and don't communicate when things are not so good, that kind of thing. And I actually wrote down when we first met, she had a fixation about the infinity symbol. She used to actually do it with her cigarette, a lit cigarette. I call it a number 8, but it's the infinity symbol. But simply put, where can I put this? This is what I'm thinking. I need to move, Andrew. When we're in communicative, I can't even pronounce it. When we're communicating, we're seeing each other. We're down here in this part. If you can see, if whatever way you go on this infinity, when we come to this point, we normally draw close over long periods, and we start to get closer and closer until we reach this point, and then we start to break away again. So that's us. And what was going through my head was, I was thinking, she's very fond of autumn leaves. She's the sort of person, I got an awful habit of calling all females girls, but that's what they are. But and especially when it comes to autumn leaves, up and down, likes to pick autumn leaves up in handfuls, and for some strange reason put them on her head and shoulders. No, she's not got dandruff. But she throws, well, she might have dandruff or dust or something after putting the leaves on top of a tree, on top of her head. But she really, really, really enjoys scuffing through the leaves, and it's quite entertaining to watch. And what I found in her, since I've known her, apart from when she disappeared on convent training, or or when she was having to work in all different places. When she was maybe having holidays and we were having sort of little breaks together, she always wore a very, very distinctive, not the same one, but and often she would wear a very distinctive chiffon scarf, and she really suited, kind of heather-coloured garments, and she would wear tweed and everything. She was a very, very, I mean, to look up and down, I mean, I can remember, still remember that very, very purple olive, it was a purple and olive kind of checkered Harris tweed kind of bonnet that she used to wear, and it suited her very well with her, her hair colour and stuff. But I'm not going into much detail, but she certainly suited all the fineries, the best quality garments that she used to wear with these very pleasant colours that seemed to match her, or kind of amplified or exemplified her wonderful skin tone. That's all I can remember. But I don't know if she still wears that same sort of attire. Anytime I've met her, she's normally got dungarees on, or or something like that, or just a kind of jerkin. I mean, it's still quality. She's always been a quality person in that respect. But I was very fond of the moments when we agreed to meet somewhere, and she would turn up in all her finery. It's very memorable. And I do remember we were down at the Grosvenor in London. I had gone down to meet her, and we'd gone for afternoon tea, and everybody thought that she was Scottish aristocracy. And I mean, she wore a very, very fine kilt on that occasion, and a matching bonnet. But everyone thought she was Scottish aristocracy, and I have to say she's got that kind of bloodline. I have to say, but anyway, she's not been in touch. But what happened this morning is she's back to telepathy. So we've talked about it quite often, and what happens is when we're not so much in formal communication, what we actually do is we end up in a kind of telepathic mode. So it's a second. It ties in with this kind of Mercury Retrograde as well, but certainly there was a morning I can remember quite distinctly talking about it, where I was awakened at 5 minutes to 6, 5:55 in the morning. Well, it actually occurred exactly like that this morning, when I've come through and I've taken a picture on the computer screen just to kind of prove a point. It was 5:55, and then lo and behold, just a few hours later, I spotted a car. I'll put this up as well, but I've seen the 555 registration number again, and today I got the 888 registration number, and I think that was one that was lacking in the list. So these are all very meaningful for me. But so I'm hoping me and up and down, because I know that she likes journeying with me. She really, really enjoys viewing the countryside, and quite often I've got a kind of, it's just because I'm a very sociable type and very communicative in these matters, but I like to kind of talk and mention all the things that we see. But the last time I saw that I was doing that, she had both of her index fingers stuck in her ear holes. So obviously she wasn't wanting to listen to this from me. So maybe in the next occasion we're out on an excursion, should that occur, I'll try not to give her a running commentary on anything. But unless, of course, she asks me a question, I'll try and tell her as best I can what I know. But I'm looking forward to maybe a pleasant a cheerful autumn day. No, maybe not so. Well, I mean, I came up from Strathern Valley today, and it was pleasantly warm sunshine, despite a little chill in the air this morning. However, back in Almarie today, you can see that it's very unpleasant to be out. But the other story was, yes. So in regards to us maybe taking a little, get together on some autumn leaf-covered or leaf-strewn pathway, which can indulge in her, covering her head and her shoulders and stuff with these fallen leaves, something she really enjoys. I think possibly that when they were in the convent, something like that would be frowned upon, so perhaps that's why she likes to do it these days.